Breaking news has just emerged. Jurgen Klopp has quit his job and will leave Liverpool at the end of the current season. Shocking news today. Hit the like button, subscribe to the Football Terrace. Let's jump into it. Huge breaking news this morning. Jurgen Klopp is stepping down as the Liverpool manager. The news first shared by Fabrizio Romano. Very, very shocking news to that, Liverpool fans. We have some footage, I believe, coming through to us in just a few seconds of him talking, and we'll get that up on the screens for you. We obviously want to take your calls. We want to get your reaction to this. I think this may be Jurgen Klopp speaking about it. Bear with me.
We're here because you have an important message to deliver to our supporters. Would you like to tell them what that is?
Yeah, I have to. I will leave the club at the end of the season. I can understand that it's a shock for a lot of people in this moment when you hear it the first time, but obviously I can explain it, or at least try to explain it. And I love absolutely everything about this club. I love everything about the city. I love everything about our supporters. I love the team. I love the staff. I love everything. That I still take this decision probably will, or shows you that I'm convinced it's the one I have to take. It is that I'm, how can I say that I'm running out of energy. I have no problem now. Obviously, I think I know it already for longer, that I will have to announce that at one point. But I'm absolutely fine now. But I know that I cannot do the job again and again and again and again. And after all the years we had together, and after all the time we spent together, and after all the things we went through together, the respect grew for you, the love grew for you, and the least thing I owe you is the truth. And that's the truth.
And you can see there a clearly, and I want to listen to that really. I didn't want to interject. I didn't want to stop anything that was being said, but clearly an emotional and painful message from Jurgen Klopp in so many ways. And as a Man United fan, I'm going to be honest with you. There's a part of me that is happy to see this because of the rivalry. But as a human being, as a football fan, this is a sad day. This is a sad day for English football. This is a painful moment as a human being to witness. You can see the sadness and almost like the frustration of, I'm running out of energy. I want to stay, but I just don't have it within me anymore. And if I lose my energy, if I lose my focus, I'm going to hurt this football club. And that's what's really key here. He knows he has to leave before things go backwards. And maybe his players already know. Maybe that's why this season, when Liverpool fans didn't expect to be this good, maybe that's why they're running that bit harder. They're up for an amazing season. Look, I want to jump to we've got JJ with us right now. Obviously, he's a Liverpool fan. I want to get his opinions on this. I assume you're very shocked, JJ, about this groundbreaking shock news.
I'm trying to keep the language as PG as possible, but he's a goddamn idiot. He's biggest. How can he do this in the middle of a season where the expectation is we're talking quads and winning FA Cups and Europa Leagues and we're on a title challenge. What kind of mentality is that? The other day, Terry, I listened to you, I think it was the other day when you were talking about when Liverpool beat Fulham, you spoke about the man's mentality as a manager. The fact that he can go again, that he can rebuild. That goes out the water for me. You've bottled it. We talk about the players performing to a certain level. Can they go again? That's the definition of being a top player, being able to be consistent. Salah's consistent. Virgil, after his injuries, coming back to his level. How can he leave in January? Not at the end of the season, not at the beginning of this of last season. He leaves now. That means all the criticism me and G had for him is true. He's an idiot.
When you say he's an idiot, is it because he's leaving now and it could have a detrimental effect on the season? Do you not think this could be galvanizing? You don't think this could be galvanizing?
No, but is he not leaving at the end of the season?
End of the season, yeah.
How can you destabilize something like that when the team's on the roll? What does that do to fans? What pressure does that now put on the next manager that comes in? What are you doing? That's the most selfish decision, and you're entitled to be selfish, but not middle of the season when you're the head of this massive institution. For me, that's madness. That's madness.
G, we'll come back to you in a second. G, what's your instant reaction to this emotionally? Are you sad? Are you angry? Are you concerned? Like, what's going through your mind right now?
I think it's like a mix of emotions, if I'll be real. Obviously, I've had my grievances with Klopp. The fact that he's leaving isn't the part that bugs me, if I'm being totally honest with you. I think it's just more the fact that you've announced it in the middle of a season. Like but the only thing I can think of, the players already knew this. I'm pretty sure he would have had this conversation with the players prior to then coming out. So we're the ones who are finding out later. So however the players obviously dealt with it, they've of course dealt with it in their own kind of way, and they'll continue, to do so. It's just more the fans. So it's only really going to be the fans who are moaning and crying and, oh my goodness, it's going to be a madness and blah, blah, blah. Look, ultimately, as a fan, when you look at it, it is a shock. You can't wake up. It's 10:55. Heck, I was about to go into a meeting until I saw, that Jurgen Klopp has bloody left. The sheer fact that he's leaving us and we're finding out in the end of January is crazy. But maybe he looked at it from a situation and he thought to himself, it's probably better. Maybe he already had this thought process where he wanted to leave at the end of the season, regardless of whatever happens. I want to leave at the end of the season. Instead of me announcing it at the end of the season, even though everybody at the club will know, to give the fans enough time to then kind of acclimatize to that. So then now everything between now and the end of the season is going to literally be, we're fighting for Klopp now. We're literally fighting for Klopp. So we're in the Carabao Cup final. We got to win it for Klopp. We're in the Premier League title race. We got to win it for Klopp. Europa League. We got to win it for Klopp. FA Cup. We got to win it for Klopp. And I think what I think he's trying to do is then even galvanize the fans even more for this last kind of hurrah between now and the end of the season. I hear what Jerry's saying, and I kind of agree with most of what you're saying, but I just think that he already knew he wanted to leave. This isn't a decision that he woke up to this morning and said, hey, you know what, I kind of just want to leave Liverpool. He's obviously had this thought process for probably since the beginning of the season, if not the back end of last season. He probably just wanted to see this transitional period just to kind of, help it along, let the new players bed in, blah, 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 do all of that kind of stuff. And then he knew that at the end of the season, I want to leave. It's just about the timing of everything. So for him, he feels that, the timing is key.
But I go back to when Fergie done it. Fergie didn't do it midway, in November saying, yeah, I'm
I know,
because that destabilizes everything. That now, for me, the way I look at it is, would players stay at the club knowing that Klopp is leaving if they all knew he was leaving? So go and people talk about it. Klopp, let's just keep it a buck as Liverpool fans. Klopp is a massive pull for Liverpool.
Of course.
So Klopp not being there now, especially considering what's going on in the backroom staff, where Michael Edwards has left, you had George Schmadtke coming on a short-term deal. Flipping, was it Michael Ward's left? This guy's left. Julian Ward's gone. all this type of stuff, right, means that the club structurally is destabilized. Now, I'm not, like I said, you're entitled to be selfish. Like what he's given his life to football. Like he's given his life to football. But to go and be in a situation now as a manager to go and release that now, what happens when Liverpool go and lose a couple of games now?
So
listen, what happens then?
JJ, I want to
what's the narrative then?
JJ, I wasn't actually expecting you to be angry, but I respect. Listen, everyone entitled to their own emotions when it comes to this. I've seen Fergie do this twice. So in around 2001, 2002, I think it was, Sir Alex very early in the season said this will be my last year, and Man United fell off hard. Halfway through that season, he changed his mind and he stayed on as manager for another 9 to 10 years. It was around about, I want to say it was March. It may have been a bit later, actually. It might have ended up being the April of 2013 when he announced that he was going. And that time round, it was later in the season. I think we'd already gone out of the Champions League and he's a lot older as well and he was retiring completely. It seemed to galvanize everybody. I was still a season ticket holder at the time. I was going to a lot of matches and it was just every game felt like a party environment. Does that make sense? Because it was like it was the farewell to Sir Alex Ferguson. I think this is going to be, I get your frustration, but I think it's all going to be, the players definitely knew before the announcement today out here. In no way he's done this without telling the players. You may find that the players have known for months. And I think if the players have known for months and the club has known for months, although I get your frustrations and I get your concerns, I think you'll be okay because it's going public now, but they're already working towards Klopp's last season. There's already a plan in action to move on. But I do get your frustration because you're right. If things start to fall off now, it will be, or is it because Klopp said something? Why couldn't we wait until we lifted the trophies at the end of the season, then announced it? Is that?
That's what I'm saying. I'm not disagreeing that Liverpool probably don't have a potential. Do you know what I mean? Like successor in plan and they've got a plan in place. Like Liverpool do run our run correctly. What I'm saying though is the timing. We're now competing on for all 4 trophies. That's the narrative. Regardless if the players know it, there needs to be, for me, the mentality shouldn't be, this is Klopp's last time. We need to go and win it because if we don't, then Liverpool are going to fall off. That's the narrative right now. That he's going to galvanize the players because he hasn't got it anymore. And every single game now, as G said, is going to be like this final. For me, you need to have that killer mentality that Liverpool have had when they won the league. Where you just go again, you go again. The whole thing of him saying in that video, in that clip, saying, "Oh, I haven't got the energy to go again." That's what we need right now, though. That's essentially what we need right now. We need that mentality now. At the end of the season, if he goes and announces to us, I wouldn't begrudge him at all. It'd probably be the best send-off if we had gone and won everything. But for me, the timing of it is crazy, regardless if the players go and know it. Because now everyone knows it. Now, potential players that will be coming into the club that we're linked with know it. Now, rivals know it. So it means it's a completely different. The way teams are going to look at Liverpool now is completely different. Now, albeit, if we bring in another manager and he's as successful, then it doesn't matter. But that's something in the future. We don't know that for 100% for certain. Look what happened with United and Sir Alex Ferguson when he left. Look at the state of Man United after that.
Yeah, but that is more due to the fact that Man United had at the time and still do have a poor board, have a poor structure, footballing structure in the first place. With FSG and Liverpool, you guys have been so successful that I think they've learned from mistakes that they've made and then other clubs have made. And I think you probably are prepared to take on this brunt because when Michael Edwards were left, everyone was like, "Yep, it's going to be end of Klopp. It's going to be end of Liverpool because the recruitment's going to be wrong." And you guys have still gone on to win things and still gone on to be successful. And you're looking like you'll be successful again. So, as a United fan, hey, listen, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy knowing that Klopp is going because that's one team marked off the league where I'm like, okay, cool. They won't be challenging straight away. I don't think you'll be challenging straight away. But then as a football fan, in general, it's going to be weird not having Klopp in the Premier League because he has been the second best manager in the Premier League since he's been here. Like, honestly, it's how he's got your guy, how you guys turn you guys around, how you guys got you playing, how you guys got you competing nearly every single season as a rival. I just have to commend that. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm being honest, I'm like, you know what? I've got a lot of respect for Klopp. He came into a Liverpool team that were on their knees, that looked like they were just they can't get over the line, and he got them over the line, winning multiple trophies. So respect to Klopp and what he's done. And yeah, man, I'm happy for it. But if I was a Liverpool fan, I think I'm looking at it in more of the lines of what G was mentioning earlier, in terms of like maybe more of a galvanizing thing, because we don't know what him keeping it inside him, not telling like the fan base and the people them, we don't know what it was doing to him personally. We don't know if that was going to potentially be affecting his performance. We don't know. Maybe that's what he's thinking. Maybe it's like, I just can't keep on to this for any longer. I need to let the people know that this is going to be happening so I can focus. Maybe that's what it is. We're not too sure why about the timing, so I understand why. I understand where you're feeling, but like, he said it now. Literally just on for this season now, let it be one of the best seasons that you've had. Get behind the team, get behind Klopp, and I'm sure the joyous send-off that you're wanting to have for Klopp, JJ, will happen, even though he's announced it this early. That's what I think, anyway.
I get where you're coming from. What's really interesting, look, viewers, we're going to go to some of your comments. We're going to get some more panel reactions as well. What you think and feel, what you feel the viewers is really important. I know this isn't the news that Liverpool fans wanted, but please hit the like button and support the Terrace as a platform today. This here says he is leaving football. He isn't coming back to anyone. The club knew already. Chill out. So is that? I haven't seen the full interview. So he's quitting football altogether. Casey, is that he's retiring from football?
I mean, personally, wow. I thought he was going to go for the Germany job.
Have any of you guys seen? I mean, so if someone could go check that out on the Liverpool website, it's probably up there. I just want to get that clarified. Bro, he's leaving at the end of the season. Why are you angry? Show some respect is what Jerome says to you here, JJ.
Oh, shut up, man. Shut up. Shut up, honestly. Like, people are just annoying, man. Just shut up. Like, you're saying show respect. I'm the fact that I'm saying the timing's wrong and that we're on a near thing and what he's doing is amazing is showing him respect. I've not gone and criticized him as a manager. I've not gone and done that. But he's an idiot for me for doing it in this timing, because yeah, you're right, KJ. It could go and galvanize everyone. If Liverpool go and lose a couple of games now, watch the fan base and watch the reaction of the fan base and the ripple effect it's going to have for the next manager coming in and for everyone else. Because if Liverpool go and don't beat now Chelsea, if they don't go and beat Arsenal in a couple of weeks, and the narrative completely changes and City go ahead of us, and now the title's not on and this is not on, which can be a possibility because the league's tight, then what are people going to say? Great timing. Let's have a party. Yeah, Klopp was our manager. For me, at the end of the day, football's about winning things. It's not about just having a party and just enjoying just the sport. If I want to go and do that, I can go and watch my little brother play football.
He's not leaving football together. He's just leaving Liverpool. He's just leaving Liverpool. Like, so he could manage another team if he really wanted to be honest with you. So yeah, I listen. Look, sorry. Go on.
So go on, mate. Go on.
No, I was gonna say, look. Like I said, for fans, it's a shock. And I hear what Jerry's saying. For me, I don't like it's just one of those things, like it's football at the end of the day. It's just more of a shock that it's happening now. But I always thought he was gonna leave at the end of last season. The fact that he then stayed to then obviously start this season, I didn't obviously think he would leave at the end of the season. But I did look at last season and think, I wouldn't even be surprised. In fact, it would have made more sense if you'd actually left last season. But the sheer fact that he's leaving now, I'm looking at it thinking maybe he just wanted to start this new Liverpool 2.0 that we keep talking about. And then what it does is it allows Liverpool to prepare for whatever the next step is. For all we know, sitting here, and as KJ said, we might have already got the next manager. The next manager might already be here. Did you get what I'm saying? He might already be in like line. He knows. Yeah, I'm managing Liverpool next season. Linda, bro, I have no idea, but that could already be something that is already in place. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So,
and I'm going to ask you.
Who would you like to see?
Yeah. Hang on, Matt. Let me host the show, please, because you marinate that later in the show. That's not a question for now. I want to get Liverpool fans' reactions to Klopp first. Slow down, right? Do you know what I mean? Don't want to do a Jim here from American Pie. That's coming later in the show. We've got Sam and Ram here, both obviously Liverpool fans. I just want to get your instant reaction to this, Sam. Obviously, your greatest manager of the Premier League era leaving at the end of the season. What's your heart saying just hearing that?
Can everybody hear me clearly?
Yeah, we
Yes,
good.
bro.
Big up.
I'm devastated. I can't lie to you. I am devastated. Klopp is one of my favorite managers of all time. Obviously for what he did for Liverpool, but also what he did for the that Dortmund team. Sorry, I'm not even crying. It's very cold outside. I know this is right. Give me nah, literally, it's literally very. I had to stop what I was doing. As soon as I saw KJ put the link, I was like, "What the hell?" But do you know what it is? Oh, Terry, don't do that. Don't do that. No, literally. Hold on, go first. Let me sort myself out. Hold on. Give me something.
Oh, if you need to cry, you cry.
Bless him. I like it. Ram. I had you on mute because you had some noise coming through. Like, what's your instant reaction to this, bro? Because this is obviously probably the biggest news of your young life when it comes to Liverpool, because you don't remember the good times before. You had this manager came along. He's given you everything. You've won everything. You've been one of the best teams in the world. He is now leaving in a very emotional video that was released by your club.
What the actual fuck? That's all I've got to say. Like I said in the group chat, what the fuck?
Take your earphones out. Your earphones are broken. Take them out, bro.
Now,
Go on, speak.
can you guys hear me?
Yeah, go on. Yeah, that's better.
Is it good?
Go for it.
Like I said, what the F? What the F? I did not think this was going to happen. I thought, you know what, going to stay until the end of his contract. He's going to see this Liverpool 2.0. And now all of a sudden, KJ put it in the group chat, Klopp is leaving. And I'm like, what are we going to do now? Like, it made more sense for him to leave at the end of his contract because there will be managers that will be available by then. But now it's more the case of we got to find a manager quick. Maybe like GG, maybe I've already answered it. Maybe there is already a manager in there. Maybe it's Pep Linders that's going to be the manager, which I'm not very keen on at all. But obviously, it's going to be a very emotional day for Liverpool fans. Like the timing of it, the way it's just straight out of nowhere that he's like, yeah, I'm going to be leaving at the end of the season after what he's done for Liverpool. It will be emotional. It's going to be an emotional time for Liverpool fans. But at this moment, now we've got to think about is finish off the season, trying to win as much as we can, and see who's going to be the next manager and see who will be the right manager. Because you could talk about Fergie. After Fergie, did they appoint the right manager? I mean, it's clear to say that they didn't. After Arsene Wenger, there was Unai Emery. Like we don't know who's going to be the right manager. It's important to find the right manager as well to continue this cycle of Liverpool trying to be competitive and try to win trophies as well. So it's very worrying in the sense of we don't know what's going to happen in the future now. We don't know who's going to be an adequate replacement for him when he does leave. So we just got to wait and see and just hope that we can finish the season strong, man. That's all I can really say about the situation at the moment.
I hear
Terry,
you,
just
bro.
let you know, the whole video is 24 minutes long of Klopp talking. So that's where people are saying that line about him quitting football might be in there.
Yeah. I haven't watched the whole thing yet. I want to go back to Stam. You look like you composed yourself now.
Yeah, no, all the tears are dried up now. I know everything. I'm joking. No, it's just very cold outside. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Like that's been a shot to my heart, man. I know that I've had debates with Klopp out as last season, and I thought that Klopp was the best guy to stay in the job and stuff like that. But it's kind of like, for me, it's kind of you've built something again, which is very good. The foundation of it is very good with the Klopp 2.0. Don't know why this dog is shouting, but the Klopp 2.0.
It sense your pain, Samuel. It sense your pain.
I know. This is raw emotion right now. This is real Samuel. Straight life. But literally, what he's built has been brilliant so far, and it's kind of like, oh, you're leaving that. You're leaving that. I wanted Klopp to stay another season just to see what his like accomplished and finished article of this team is. But obviously now he's leaving. It's kind of like, all right, where do we go now? Obviously he's going to stay to the season, and we need to win as many trophies as we can. But for me, what Klopp has done for this team, I know people are going to say only one Premier League, only one Champions League. But what he's done for this club, for me, is that he brought standards back to this club. he brought us back to this competitive thing where we are challenging for things now. I grew up in the days, unfortunately, with Liverpool, it was the dark days, but I did see Liverpool still win trophies, but not to this standard. Do you get what I'm saying? And now Klopp is leaving. It's kind of like, as I said, he's been one of my favorite managers of all time. Again, what he did with Liverpool and did with BVB, but like right now, it's kind of it's shock to me. I can't lie, it's a shock. I'm still lost for words. I'm trying to say things just to see what my heart is saying, but yeah, man, Klopp. Damn.
I hear you on that, and look, look from a neutral. I said it at the top of the video, and I'll say it again. The Man United fan in me is so happy about this news. The Man United fan in me is so happy about this news because I have tremendous respect for what Jurgen Klopp has achieved. He's been, and the debate will rage on, I'm sure, and even more so now, but he's been either the best or the second best manager in the world over the last 7 years. So again, the Man United fan in me says, and we're going to get onto this in the video, but it doesn't really matter who you bring in my opinion, I just don't think they'll be as good as Jurgen Klopp. And I'm basing that on the history of football. And you could argue that Liverpool went from Shankly to Paisley. And I'm not too sure if there's anybody in the middle of that because I don't know your history as well as you all do. But when one of your greatest managers leave, look for the history of all brilliant football clubs, especially in England. Is the next manager ever as good? Probably not. So that's the Man United fan in me. But the football fan in me, you saw the emotion in Jurgen Klopp. You see the sort of the pain and anguish in him. And it's not nice to see. The Premier League is also going to lose one of the best managers on the planet. And that's a detrimental thing for this league. I think Klopp and Pep, they came in a point where after Fergie retired and Wenger fell off and Jose wasn't his best and wasn't here anymore, who were our great managers? Who were these iconic names? Throughout the 90s and the noughties, we had so many great managers that managed here that just help make the Premier League what it is. And I think Jurgen Klopp has helped elevate this league to further heights. He's charismatic. He's funny. He winds the living daylights out of all of us rivals, whether he runs on the pitch, his facial expressions, but that's part and parcel. And the one thing about Liverpool Football Club for me has always been, as much as you're my biggest rivals and I despise so much about you, it's the yin and the yang. And there is no Man United without Liverpool in 2024, in my opinion. So listen, there's part of me that's happy to see him leave. There's part of me that's a little bit gutted as a football fan to see him go. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. If you haven't seen it, we'll play the video again for you, and then we'll get some more reactions from the panel. We're going to talk about who the new manager coming in could be, and we're going to do your super chats. Let's take a little look and listen again to what Jurgen Klopp has said.
Important message to deliver to our supporters. Would you like to tell them what that is?
Yeah, I have to. I will leave the club at the end of the season. I can understand that it's a shock for a lot of people in this moment when you hear it the first time, and but obviously I can explain it, or at least try to explain it, and I love absolutely everything about this club. I love everything about the city. I love everything about our supporters. I love the team. I love the stuff. I love everything. That I still take this decision probably will, or shows you that I'm convinced it's the one I have to take. It is that I'm, how can I say, that I'm running out of energy. I have no problem now, obviously. I think I know it already for longer, that I will have to announce that at one point. But I'm absolutely fine now. But I know that I cannot do the job again and again and again and again. And after all the years we had together, and after all the time we spent together, and after all the things we went through together, the respect grew for you, the love grew for you, and the least thing I owe you is the truth.
So big words from him, and as you say, it's the a lot of people in the comments are saying it's for health reasons. Again, I'd need to watch the full 24-minute video. I'm not going to make any assumptions without hearing it myself. And we know that some people write things in the comments without anything substantial behind it. I want to get some more rival reactions here. Winter Surfer's with us, obviously a Chelsea fan. What's your reaction to hearing this news, mate?
Well, I'm sure there's probably a Dortmund video he said about the same thing, and then 3 months later he went to Liverpool. So I'd be worried he's going to go to someone like Bayern Munich. So I think Thomas Tuchel's a dead man walking at Bayern Munich. But that's just my cynicism. But listen, this is going to sound a bit dramatic, but I think their managerial decision is the biggest decision this club has had to take in decades. I don't know. You said it, Terry. It's very rare that a club, when they've had an established, brilliant manager for so long, gets it right their very first time. It's very, very rare. You've seen it at Man United. You haven't got it right. We've seen it at Chelsea. We haven't got it right. Even City haven't got it right before Pep. So it's a massive thing. I mean, I'm glad he's gone because it weakens Liverpool. I wonder what it does to the players, like you said. Not only just this season, but players that may have thought maybe a Mo Salah. What does that do to Mo Salah now? So maybe some Liverpool fans were accepting that he might go in the summer coming up, but is that now a definite that he's going in the summer? Because Klopp, there would be a lot of loyalty to Klopp in there, and maybe they just can't go through it with another manager. It's going to be something. It's going to be a massive, massive summer for Liverpool. So listen, I hope it takes them a very long time. As a rival fan, I hope it does, and all rival fans should. But at least you can go back to sort of liking Klopp again a bit. Do you know what I mean? Because he won't be there. So
it's going to be a huge decision. Just on the potential replacement, it's just been announced now that not only Jurgen Klopp, but the assistant managers, Linders and Peter, I can't pronounce his surname. One of you boys will know. And along with the development coach Victor Matos will all be departing as well. So maybe your cynicism is a little bit right there. Every part of Jurgen Klopp's sort of coaching and backroom staff is leaving at the same time. So it's a complete clear out. It isn't just the manager leaving and someone coming in. Who should be the replacement? I mean, Xabi Alonso, Liverpool legend, is currently killing it by Leverkusen. Obviously, the guy a year ago that Liverpool fans wanted to maybe come in and be the replacement, well, just over a year ago, would have been Steven Gerrard. But like right now, who's at the top of your mind as the person that can come in and take over from such a legendary but also world-class figure in that Jurgen Klopp? Who's the man that's going to be good enough to genuinely keep you in and around the top of this pile?
I mean, you could say Xabi Alonso, but he's very inexperienced. So it's just whether you're going to have to trust that he can, build that experience with you. Obviously, I know what he's doing for Bayern Leverkusen, and it's all fantastic. They go on to win the league and all that stuff, but he's still very inexperienced. He hasn't been in this game long enough. Do you get what I mean? So to say him, I don't know. And I'll be honest, man, I'm not really too fussed about the next manager in terms of as long as they're coming in with whatever it is their ethos is. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll kind of rock with it, because the reality is the way that Liverpool is built isn't really built like a Chelsea or a Manchester United kind of thing. Like, we don't really work in that kind of way. We are built in a way where everything is so much like a family that we will go with any manager that comes in anyway. We will work under any manager. I'm not saying players don't do that at other clubs, but you see the turmoils at Chelsea. You see what's going on, obviously, at Manchester United. I never felt that it was a unity outside of the manager. It was always because this manager's here, Sir Alex Ferguson, this is why we're like that. As soon as he goes, oh my goodness, that unity just completely, has completely broken. Whereas with Liverpool, I know Klopp has built that, but I still look at them and think, nah, they're quite a tight-knit unit kind of club. And they've always been that kind of way throughout time anyway.
And I suppose this is where you're going to see whether or not, well, I assume you have. This is when you really get to test the project stroke infrastructure, because it should be the manager leaves, somebody else comes in and picks up from where Klopp left off. It shouldn't be you're bringing in a manager with a completely different footballing ideology who wants 15 to 20 new players. If it's like, if your club start talking about it's a rebuild, it's a new project, that is when I would worry, because it shouldn't be that. It should literally be, we're going to go and get a manager. You're never going to find an exact replacement, but who has a similar ideology, a similar view on football, plays in a similar fashion, because all the profiles are at the club. You've just done umpteen millions of pounds in the summer on players. You can't just have someone that comes in and says, right, I don't fancy these 12, 13 players in the team and I want to overhaul it. So that's when you really see now, and we've seen Klopp and we've seen Pep build these excellent teams. It's the question is whether or not they can do a Bayern Munich, whether they can do this sort of conveyor belt approach afterwards. So it's going to be very, very intriguing. Ram, who do you want to come in? I mean, because a lot of people are going to say Alonso, the Liverpool connection, how well he's doing, but it's
sorry, Terry. Before Ram goes, if I was to pick a manager, I would pick. If I had to choose one, I'd probably pick De Zerbi. He's the one that I enjoy his football the most. So if I had to just pick one, it would probably be him. But sorry,
De Zerbi, I hear you there. Like Ram, would you go with De Zerbi? Would it be Alonso? Right now, you get to start thinking about a new manager for the first time in almost a decade. Who's your pick?
I hear people saying Xabi Alonso, and I'm like, look, he's having an incredible season. I'm beating with Bayer Leverkusen in all competitions. I think he's in all competitions, both Europa, DFB Pokal, and unbeaten in every single competition he's been in. But like G said, he only has that 1.5 years of experience as a manager, and to ask him to come to Liverpool and replace Jurgen Klopp I think is just too much of a bigger ask. That's why I'm a little bit concerned about the timing of this entire situation. But if I was going to pick someone, I see who's available. Before, if you're talking last season, I would have said Hansi Flick. But after seeing what he did with Germany, I'm really not sure what state of mind he's going to be in at the moment. And if you're talking about the same level, sort of the footballing style, he's the same sort of style as Jurgen Klopp, that sort of like that intensity. Obviously, there's a little bit more technical ability when it comes to his kind of football, but he has sort of an ethos that's very similar to Jurgen Klopp, as you saw with Bayern Munich. But other than Flick, I can't think of anyone else, because no one has the experience of winning the big trophies that is available and we can possibly get. You could say people on the same level as Klopp. You could say Ancelotti, he's not leaving Real Madrid. You could say people like I can't even think of anyone else, because all the best managers are either at teams that they won't leave and everything. So if I was going to pick someone, it would probably be Hansi Flick, because of the same sort of ethos as he's got with you.
You say they wouldn't leave. I understand not leaving Real Madrid, but I don't think you obviously Bayern Munich nobody would leave for, but you don't want Tuchel anyway. I don't believe, this is what I would say to you when you say that, Ram. Your Liverpool Football Club, there's only 2 or 3 teams in the world that are more famous and bigger than you. You're currently one of the best teams in England. You're top of the league. You've got billionaire owners and you're a rich club. There should be no manager out there, barring Pep and Ancelotti, that you don't feel completely comfortable approaching.
Well, that's the thing. You're
not in Man United's position where we're struggling and have been for a decade. This is the whole point of building what you've built, that you go, right, Klopp's gone. We can go and you literally can go and get the best manager in the world who's available, because there's not many teams out there that are bigger than you. Come on.
But that's the thing. If you're going to try and find someone with the same ethos or same level as manager as Jurgen Klopp, they're already at a club that we just can't get them. And I can't think of anyone that's not in a job. Like maybe Luis Enrique, but Luis Enrique's style of football is completely different to Jurgen Klopp's. So he's trying to find that same ethos and trying to find that same level. It's so difficult.
I get that. And that's hard because the news has just come out of nowhere. And you probably haven't been thinking about a Klopp replacement because you didn't know he was leaving. But that's why it may need to be a De Zerbi-esque manager, because what you can't do is deviate from the style of football, the ethos and the philosophy. If you do that, who knows how things are going to, how successful things are going to be. I need to do some super chats here, because there's a lot of them that have come in. This here says this would have come out intentionally earlier. Look at our performances; it's like lightning dynamite. This team will notch it up 10,000% is what Total Red says. Felicia says Klopp is a bad man. Shame he's a bad man. That's a good thing, by the way, people. Shame he's going. FSG are good owners, but need to show the same soundness in appointing Klopp's successor. Cal here says everything points to them getting Alonso. I think that's a good shout. It's this could be a very special season for him and Leverkusen. Who knows? You could actually be playing them in the Europa League as well, right?
Yeah.
That could be happening. That would be an interesting one. Must be something going on behind the scenes we don't know about. Klopp announcing this now is very strange. I don't necessarily think it's strange. Again, we've seen Fergie did it mid-season twice. I don't think anything. I hope nothing bad's going on behind the scenes. I would take him at his word to a degree as well. Maybe not retire him from the game completely, but I always remember when somebody asked Pep about 10 years ago why it is that he thinks Sir Alex is so special. And Pep said, how you stay that motivated in one place for 25 years and keep the team right at the top the whole time? He said, I don't know how it's done. That for me, more than all the trophies Sir Alex won, that his greatest achievement is keeping a team motivated for 25 years. Klopp's telling you, and this is not a dig, Klopp's actually been at Liverpool in what is, in every era of football, has been a long-term period. But it's exhausting. It's exhausting. And that's literally the reason. He said it. I don't think he's lying. Now, a change is as good as a rest. You can feel rejuvenated going to another club in 6 months' time. But one place, it's hard. JJ is making an ass of himself, just like his instant reactions to Liverpool signing Caicedo. JJ is great. He's allowed to have his reaction. Who would you want to replace Klopp? A project manager like Alonso, De Zerbi, or a proven winner? I fear that FSG's model, it will be the first.
But that's all that's out there, though. Like, project managers are the only real managers out there right now. There's no proven winner that you can get besides
Alonso might finish the season as a Bundesliga winning manager who's just beaten. Listen, I'm going to say this. Bayer Leverkusen beating Bayern Munich to winning a league title is one of the hardest. Beating Bayern Munich to win the Bundesliga is one of the hardest things in the world to do. Who was the last manager that did it? I swear it was Klopp.
It was Klopp. And plus, with the Tottenham of Germany as well. They're the Tottenham of Germany. They don't win stuff. They've never won a Bundesliga in their entire history.
There's some Harry Kane irony in that.
Wait, but they've won a Champions League, no?
No, they haven't.
Got to the final.
They got to the final against Real Madrid.
Zidane's goal.
That was Zidane's goal, the volley at Hampden Park. Yeah, Berbatov played in that game as well. You'll never walk alone. Let's stand behind our boss till the end of the season. No matter what happens, galvanize our spirits for Klopp is probably hard on the team too. I hear you on that. This here from Sib, who says there is no perfect timing for this. If they crumble now, he'll be blamed. If he announces at the end of the season without winning the league, he still gets blamed. He's burnt out. You can see it.
I disagree. I think at the end of the season, even if Liverpool didn't win, he wouldn't get blamed. He wouldn't get blamed at all. I don't know if he'll get blamed in this one, really, if you're thinking about it. But the announcement, like I said, it could go. That previous super chat said, "Oh, it's going to galvanise and stuff like that." It could go easily the other way. We've seen it at Man United in 2001-2.
We saw it with City. We saw it with City when they announced Pep. They announced Pep mid-season, and that final it was hard.
Yeah,
it's just
yeah. I was going to say that Winter makes a good point because a lot of these players are with Klopp. They joined Liverpool because of Klopp. I want to see what happens when he does leave.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. This year from Legendary Villain. Hope you're well, my friend. Long time no see. He says, I wish nothing but diarrhea and players' haircuts, reels, and player power on Liverpool for the next 10 years. They have made me go through so much. FSG are going to turn into the Glazers for the next 10 years.
Can I just say something real quick? You know them people that are saying Klopp's only won one league title, one Champions League. Look at how the rivals are celebrating. That's how you know the impact Klopp has brought to the league. Look at how they are celebrating. So don't let them tell you anything.
100%, 100%. I think Liverpool will be fine. They rebuilt the side. FSG run their club well. They'll still be successful, in my opinion. Alonso and De Zerbi flick next. Listen, maybe you guys go and take Big Ange from Tottenham.
Imagine if you did that. You got the money to do it as well.
No, I'm not saying. Was laughing at me in the group chat when I said that.
I'm not saying you want him, but I'm not saying you want him. But He would quit Spurs to manage Liverpool. I don't even mean that in a horrible way.
Is he not a Liverpool fan, apparently?
He
It
is.
might, and there we go.
He
I
is,
don't even
isn't he?
mean that. I don't even mean it in a disrespectful way to Tottenham, right? But at the end of the day, if Brad Pitt turned up at my house and said to my other half, "Do you want to go out for a drink?" I think she'd probably say yes, and I get it. It's Brad Pitt. This is the thing. If
question a
Liverpool,
lot with you there.
it's called a
Yo,
joke.
Matt, what you know about Gal, Matt? Hey, Matt, what
It's
you
called
know
a
about
joke.
Gal?
It's called a joke. It's called a
Yeah, how do
joke.
we know there's no dinosaurs on those walls?
But I probably wouldn't blame her. I'd probably just get my cup chair out and
Oh my god!
I saw a brilliant thing on Twitter earlier today saying, "Why does every hotel room have a cup chair?" And I never thought about it like that. It made me die. I think Liverpool will be. Sorry, I already read that one out. Has to be Zabi, boys, is what's been said there. Don't go for the emotional response because there's a Liverpool connection. Go for the best manager. You may think he's the best manager possible, but that's got to be your reasons. Daniel here says, absolutely gutted, but man poured his heart and soul into the club. Build him a statue. Surely Xabi Alonso, the next manager. Duncan, I think it means thank you, doesn't it? Thanks, Jurgen. I know a little bit of foreign language. There we go, a bit of German. Alberto here says, I think Liverpool will have a difficult time replacing Klopp, just like the Gooners with Arsenal and the Red Devils with Sir Alex Ferguson. Interesting take. Legendary villain back again here. He says, Liverpool fans, do you want Rashford and Trent link up? Yeah. Haircut reels, upgrade Ollie or Ten Hag joining your club. I'm happy. Such a legendary man.
Terry, what I would say to like those kind of things, I'm not saying, by the way, that it can't happen. Listen, Liverpool are not exempt from any rule. The only difference, again, like I say, with Liverpool, Arsenal, when Wenger left, there was no plan. There was no like, oh, we've already started the project, so even if he does leave, then another manager coming in shouldn't really change it up. Chelsea, the same thing. Chelsea everything's very abrupt over there. It just happens, managers just go in and the next guy kind of comes in, and then we're trying to do this project thing, now with Pochettino. Manchester United, the exact same thing. There wasn't anything necessarily in place where you said the next guy coming in is literally just picking up with the players, with everything that's already set up. Manchester United, I felt it was reputation will keep us going. That's what will keep us going through these next 10 years, etc. Chelsea, kind of the same thing. And with Arsenal, in fact, everyone, really, all the top clubs, it's all been the same thing. Now, our reputation will just kind of keep us going. I'm not saying that Liverpool might not do that, by the way. Like, I have no idea what's going to happen between now and, the next couple of seasons. But at least Liverpool have already started that transition, and the manager has seen the first season of that transition, and he's already told everybody, I am leaving. So Liverpool behind the scenes are all, I assume, they're already doing things. They're already having these conversations. What manager's the best manager? You said it there. Don't go for the emotional connection. Oh, so, it has to be Xabi Alonso. He's a very good manager. Is he the right choice? No idea. It could be someone that we just won't even think. And you'll be like, him? But then there'll be a reason why it's him. It's just going to be one of those kind of things, man.
Gee, my only
Can I
response,
just add something?
to that
Sorry,
is,
go.
is I think Liverpool might be held a double whammy in the fact that Mo Salah will go this summer as well.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Maybe.
I think that
maybe.
the emotional attachment to Klopp is the biggest reason Salah would stay at Liverpool. Okay, I think it just would. These players are very low. I don't worry about someone like Van Dijk. I think he'll stay there and stuff like that. I just think not only the biggest decision to replace the manager, it's also who you get to replace your best player as well. Because while I think the players are a certain standard there's no one at that club right now who will step up and fill Salah's shoes. So I think that there is two massive decisions: the manager and who they're going to work with him to bring in to replace Salah. That's what I'm saying. This is a huge summer for Liverpool, the biggest in decades.
Salah's going to go anywhere.
Yeah, Sarim, obviously a big Liverpool fan. What do you want to say, bro?
Just to add to what you guys were saying, like regardless of who the manager is, unless it's Pep Guardiola, it's going to be a downgrade. There isn't any better manager out there. So regardless of who you're picking, it is going to be a bit of a hit and hope, and you're hoping this guy, whoever it is, whether it's Alonso, Percy, maybe for me, it's Hansi Flick. If they come in, are they good enough to replicate what Klopp does? We don't know. It's just one of those, like, you don't know what's going to happen next season. You just hope that the structure behind the manager can guide them and help them to what we want to be, and that's the Premier League champions again next season. I'm just heartbroken, brother. Honestly, like I'm lost for words. Like I wanted him sacked last season, then he's been doing well, and it's like I've got this wrong, and now he's turned around saying he's leaving. I'm just like, I wasn't really ready for this. Like, why are you doing this now? So yeah,
I get a feeling that he would have gone last year if your season wasn't so poor by your standards. I think if you'd have won the league last year, if we'd have won that quad, I think he'd have gone. You probably find he's just mentally and physically, he's probably hanging on by a thread because he is such an energetic manager. He puts so much into what he does. And I got JJ's response earlier. And listen, everyone reacts to shock news in different ways. Some people get angry, some people get sad, some people overspeak, some people underspeak, and whatever else it may be. But he knows he's got to go now, because if the energy completely goes, then things can start to unravel and fall apart.
No, agreed. And I think going back to the quad talk, I think you're right. He would have left after the quad. You're leaving on a high. What more do you want? I think probably looking at hindsight, the way last season ended, he probably thought he's fucked up and he needs to fix this. So he's going through this season fixing it, and it's like, right, okay, the foundations are in the right place. All it needs is a manager to come in with a fresh pair of eyes and just go, right, okay, we need maybe X, Y, and Z just to tip us over the edge, and maybe not just even compete, but win the title. I don't know how we're going to finish the season. I'm assuming that we don't win the title, just as for argument's sake.
I think you just got to wait and see what the reaction's like. Matt, obviously, your team, Arsenal, are chasing City down, chasing Liverpool down. Like, what's your reaction to this?
Couldn't really believe it, to be honest. Such an icon in the Premier League as a coach. He's probably one of the biggest tactical coaches I think there will ever be in the Premier League. I still don't agree with the timeline of the announcement. I still don't agree with that. I still think it should be at the end of a season, because yeah, it could galvanize the players, but it also could give them the wrong idea, or stuff like that, and then the fans get on the back of the players and of the manager. But I don't know. I mean, we'll see how it pans out. I do think they have a replacement in mind. Otherwise, they wouldn't have announced it, I don't think. So yeah.
Yeah,
we'll
I get
at the end of the season.
I get where you're coming from, bro.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting. It makes the City case more interesting. You have to explain that. I don't get that one. Ray here says big news is coming out. Liverpool, respect to Klopp, fantastic human, is going to be a big flat season next year for Liverpool. Klopp is like a hero, and it would have been felt.
That's probably the biggest
statue for him, in my opinion.
So Charlie here. So just let me get really super chat. Sorry, but Charlie says 3 years to the day that Tuchel took over Chelsea. Oh,
okay, cheers.
Klopp heard what United were about to cook with Barada, and Klopp said, "Yeah, I'm out." Same with Pep, coach yesterday being so salty. Ironically, I'm recording a video about that when KJ came in back stream, which is saying, "Stop it, cut it off." I thought something bad had happened, right? I thought, "Oh my god, someone's died," and he says, "No, you got to go live with this news." I was like, "Damn." It's all about the documentary. He said he will leave if that happens. Well, I don't know about that one, Chief. As a loyal Liverpool fan, by a flop by Pala by VVD. By Pala by VVD. Dyke, we obviously know you as a Chelsea fan, my friend. Zabi has a release clause if Liverpool come in. Fair enough. I thought he only had that. Is he got that for Liverpool and Madrid? I thought it was only Madrid, what I read.
That's the rumour. That's the
All
rumour.
his previous clubs, they get first dibs. So Sociedad, Bayern, Liverpool, and Madrid.
Okay. Klopp was the best cultural fit for our club. That to me is more important than getting a pure winner. That is why Alonso is my favorite. But I get where you're coming from. The cultural fit is important. It's fitting the ethos of your club as well as the winning mentality. And I think that there's no point bringing a winner in like an Antonio Conte who would probably be like water and oil to the cohesion of your club. And there's a lot of football fans who just think if your CV's full of winning, you're right for any football club. This is a nonsense. This is a nonsense, in my opinion. It truly is. These players must win the league for Klopp now. Look, I think
They
they're
don't
already
have
running.
to. They don't have to.
I wouldn't say must, but it would be very nice as a
but we know what. But we know what he's implying with this message, that they have to give their absolute all every single game to win it for him. And I think that my view is they already are. I think they already are. But look, I want to thank everyone that's tuned in. We're live today at 3 p.m. with Don Hussam. Great Facts is going to be massive. It's going to be massive at 3 o'clock. So I want to see you all back then. The link's already up. This video will redirect you to it. Go and hit the like button now. Make sure you're ready for it because I'm sure it's going to be explosive after this huge Jurgen Klopp news. Until next time, my people, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you all again soon. Peace.